This episode of the Nathan Markley Show was recorded live on WQRI 88.3 FM on Sunday, February 19th, 2017. Enjoy!
Hello and welcome to the Nathan Markley Show. And now your host, Nathan Markley.
I am your host, Nathan Markley, and you're listening to WQRI 88.3 FM at Roger Williams University in Bristol, Rhode Island. If you don't know already, this is the Nathan Markley Show, and I do this every Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. here at Roger Williams University campus in the Rec Center. Well, we got a few minutes late start, but that's okay. Couple of housekeeping items. If you don't know already, you can listen to this show after the fact at thenathanmarkleyshow.com. And also, I record the first hour of the show, so you can, if you missed it or you want to go back and listen to it, you have the option to. And as always, you can listen to it anywhere. You can listen to a podcast. Also, I live stream the show, so you can watch me behind the scenes for the full 2 hours on YouTube. You can get that link on the NathanMarkleyShow.com website, or if you follow me on Twitter at Markley Show, I tweet out that live link, and Facebook, Facebook.com/the Nathan Markley Show. You can watch it right there, and it'll bring you right to the YouTube channel for the Nathan Markley Show. And about a few days, I create a new live stream, so you can set a reminder in YouTube to remind you when I go live. And if you subscribe to the YouTube channel, when I do go live, you will get an email notification saying, hey, the Nathan Markley Show just went live. And also, I do probably post other videos up on that YouTube channel for you to watch. Maybe clips of the show, because I do record the live stream. That's how I get the audio for after the fact through the Nathan Markley Show. And I also, if there's something really good happens on the show, I will record it. However, I do have to mention this. The live stream, if you do watch it, you only get my side of the audio. You don't get audio if someone calls in. Because I don't have a setup here that I can take the output of the system into my computer. However, I think I found a solution. I have to get a Y splitter and do some configuration here, but I have to check with the e-board and make sure it's okay before I start messing around with the system. But I think it should work. And actually, not only that solution for me, if anyone else wants to use it. So, and also the reason you hear the music too, because we have two studio monitors. I call them this monitor. Yeah, okay, the studio monitors, the speakers, but we call them studio monitors. So inside the studio, so we can hear the music not only if you have headphones on. I always use my headphones because I like to listen, but for some reason I can't hear myself all the way up. That's weird. Yeah, I can't. Oh, maybe. All right. Anyways, so yeah. What else? You can also call in during the show. That number is 401-254-3800, 254-3800, and I'll take your calls, and I may put you on air depending on how you call, because I can't record the phone calls. But however, if you watch the live stream, you can't hear the caller. But I think I found a solution for that. What else I'm gonna say? Oh, yeah. I do talk about technology the first hour of the show, and then the second hour I listen to music. I play music for you guys. So if you have any music requests, feel free to call in or tweet me at Markley Show, or message me on Facebook, or you can leave a comment on the Nathan Markley Show website, or email me on there, and I will see it, because it goes right to the computer and the phone. And also, if you do have a question about technology and you want me to answer it, I'll answer it either via the email, or I may answer it on air if I think that question is good and everyone else needs to hear it. Plus that someone else probably have a problem with. But anyways, so let's get right to the show. Again, you listen to the Nathan Markley Show and WQRI 88.3 FM at Roger Williams University in Bristol, Rhode Island. So for the first tech news, we're going to go right into, I talked about this in another podcast, and since it's a big tech news item, I figured I'll mention it on my show. You guys all probably know a YouTuber called PewDiePie. I can't do his voice, so bear with me here. But you probably already know this, heard this before, because it's a big news item. But PewDiePie posted a anti-Semitic video, and the Wall Street Journal was the first to post this. And in the video, he hired these two guys to hold a sign that had an anti-Semitic post, and pretty much his network, which is Maker Studios, who is now owned by Disney, pretty much cut ties with them. He's no longer part of Maker Studios. Disney is like, yeah, no, we really don't want this kind of stuff associated with our network. As you know, Disney is really good at protecting the brand, and they're family friendly. And PewDiePie said it was a joke, and I think the joke took too far. And there's some stuff you just don't joke about. And being a Nazi and talking about Jews and this kind of Nazi stuff, that's something you don't joke about. And we all know PewDiePie is I don't want to say a professional comedian, but he is trying to be a comedian. And he started his YouTube 7 years ago, along about the same time I started my YouTube channel. And he started playing games, recording all the games, and I did voiceovers in the games to talk about stuff, and then he just got big. But not just Disney cut ties with him, YouTube also cut ties. YouTube, if you know about YouTube Red is a paid version of YouTube. You pay $9.99 a month, and you don't get any ads at all. And part of that YouTube money does go to creators. But also with YouTube Red, you can not only get free, with no ad videos, not free, but you get no ad videos, so no ads show up before, after, in between your videos, like it does with the free version of YouTube now. They have this YouTube Red original films that only play only available for YouTube Red subscribers, which is pretty cool. And these YouTube creators make videos, and PewDiePie has a season as creator, YouTube Red creator show. So like one season of a show, and then he's gonna go on to make a second season. But because of this video, and because what happened, YouTube cut ties with PewDiePie too, and they canceled his show, season 2, and they also canceled. I did not know they had this. They also canceled this Google ad platform. Google Preferred is an advertising platform that allows content from YouTube's top creators and makes it easier for brands to sponsor them. So PewDiePie will no longer it's no longer on that platform, and advertisers won't be able to see that on there because of this video. PewDiePie did make a response saying he's sorry, and he said why the Wall Street Journal did this, and pretty much he said that old school media attacked, and old school media doesn't like YouTubers so much because of how big the voice and subscribers is. I mean, just like Oz Techno said, that's arguably true. Traditional media hasn't done the best job of covering YouTube creators since the first wave of them gained intense popularity, while we're no longer seeing many articles like Vanity's 2013 if PewDiePie is the YouTube's top talent, which it is. PewDiePie has 50 million subscribers. 50 million people watch PewDiePie. That is amazing. And all he does is talk about it and plays games. He's known for Minecraft, right? Is he the one known for Minecraft? I think so. And so with that, but it does. I mean, he's old enough. He's around my age, so he's old enough to know what to say and stuff. And some stuff you just don't joke around about. Like, I wouldn't talk about this kind of stuff, And there are people who is going to support him because that's who they are. And there's some people that says I'm offended and not going to support him. However, let me point this out. His subscribers did go up after this. I've seen some comments on his channel and video response, a video that he did, because you can't watch this video that he posted, the anti-Semitic video. Either YouTube or him took it down. It's unconformed right now. I saw comments saying that I don't know who PewDiePie is, but I'm now subscribing to him. So he did get some viewers out of this. So that's pretty interesting to watch and see. Now YouTube is becoming a big platform, especially for advertisements. YouTubers can reach out to so many people, and advertisers love that, to get the brand out. I mean, look at Roman Atwood. He has almost 11 subscribers. Everyone watches him. His brand, Smile More, it's huge. It's a movement. And Nissan did a thing with him, and if you remember, he filled his house with those plastic balls. He made his house a ball pit, and he kind of Roman Out was known for pranks, so he kind of pranked his girlfriend. And Nissan used that video during one of the Super Bowl commercials. I don't think it's actually on the TV, but it's on the website, because they know how these ads during the Super Bowl recasts, like campaigns, or whatever. And because of that video, Nissan gave Roman Atwood a GTR. Pretty nice GTR too. So, you get this stuff. So you work with brands, you get either money or you get products, free products too. Yeah. So, with that said, PewDiePie is, he can still get ads from Google AdSense. They haven't taken that away from him. But Disney cut ties with him, so he won't get that Maker Studios. By the way, if you don't know, Maker Studios is an MCN multi-channel network created about in 2009. They created it. 5 or 6 YouTubers co-founded the business. They pretty much co-founded to start a business so they can hire people to help them make videos, and they work together and get make money pretty much. They saw potential in the YouTube game, and they did it, and it just grew and took over. 2 to 3 years ago, Disney acquired Maker Studios for, let's see, it was announced in April, I want to say April of 2014. Maybe it was 2015. I don't remember. 2014, 2015. And they announced that Disney was going to buy Maker Studios for $500 million, which is amazing. I never realized Maker Studios would go that much. But I think the final purchase price, because there was some deal in the contract, it said if Maker Studios reached certain goals, it would be close to $1 billion. I think it was close to $900 million, the final purchase price. Don't quote me on that. I'm not really sure. I'm like 95% positive that's the final price, but I know they did get $500 million. However, those 5 or 6 creators, actually I think it came down to 5 or 4 creators that got the money, but they didn't actually get the full $500 million because you had to split it between those people. And then you have to, they have investors like Time Warner invested, WB invested in them. It's big. And disclaimer, I am a Maker Studios partner. I'm my YouTube channel, Nathan Markley Vlogs, is part of the Maker Studios network, and they help get advertisements, or they help. I could put music copyright free music under my video, so YouTube doesn't take it down, and as a group and other stuff. If I have questions about YouTube, whatever, I can contact them. And there's a bunch of other stuff I can do. So, but yeah, so Disney owns Maker Studios, and the deal with Maker Studios was that they will help Disney with the online platform and grow Disney's online channel, and they kind of take over that. Maker Studios is a subsidiary on Disney. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's pretty interesting that we're seeing this response. I think we're going to see more and more. As I said, YouTube is growing. It's becoming a big platform. And people are starting to see a big potential. You can make a lot of money from YouTube. And the reason YouTube is because you make your own show, your own producer, your own director, your editor. You do everything, and you don't have the restrictions you do when you do a TV show. TV show, you can't really say certain stuff or do certain stuff, and YouTube you can. You don't have those restrictions on the internet, and that's why everyone loves it. And I think ads and brands are realizing that, and because also when you're big like that, you have that voice and you have that audience, you can reach out to so many people all at once. 50 million people. What other celebrity or what other TV show can reach 50 million people at once? I don't know any. Unless do you? I'm going to leave the link to PewDiePie's response and some articles with the Wall Street Journal article, Engadget did an article, and Aztecna did an article about this in the show notes on the NathanMarkleyShow.com website. That will go up probably later tonight or tomorrow. So, moving on. Since we're talking about YouTube, let's talk about Google. I don't know if I mentioned this. I know I mentioned it in the other podcast I do with my friend. But Oracle is suing Google. Well, first they tried to sue Google over, because as you know, Google created Android, and Android is based off of Java, so Oracle owns Java, and pretty much Oracle wants money because of how big Android is and use Java. And Oracle is saying that it's copyrighted and they use thousands of lines of code. Google used thousands of lines of code to use Java, that this copyright way off from Java, and it's copyright infringement. Yeah. And the first time they sued and went to court, they lost. Oracle lost. Google won. The court found that Google was in the right, but Oracle came back and said it's not over Google, and they're trying to sue them again. Go take it back to court, and pretty much they're saying that again. What they're doing is copyright infringement, and Google copied the code, the software, and it's a classic unfair use. So we will have to watch this and see what happened. As we said in my last podcast that I did with my friend, this is really a big thing for software developers, because if you're a software developer, you want to, if you do something like this, because of how open source Android is, and if Oracle says it's classic unfair use, now you have to pay someone to use that code. And it's going to be a big mess for Android developers, because you have to pay to use Android or Java. So this is a big mess. It's going to turn into a big mess if Oracle wins. Especially for software developers. It's just, yeah. This is a big mess. Let's see. What else do we have to talk about? What did I do? I'm sorry, I did something with my show notes, and I don't know what I did. Hold on. What did I just do? Okay, I think I fixed it. Okay. I'm trying to get the PSAs. I don't know where they went. Where did I add? I have a whole stack of ads that I have to play. And because it's 2:31, I should mention if you're just tuning in to this radio station, you're listening to the Nathan Markley Show. I'm Nathan Markley, Rhode Island's Tech Geek, on WQRI 88.3 FM at Roger Williams University of Bristol, Rhode Island. And we're talking about technology. I don't know. Of course, if you're just tuning in, you can watch the live stream on the NathanMarkleyShow.com website. And you can chat with me. There's a chat room, a comment section, and there's a live chat I see. And it's pretty cool to watch. Yeah. So, I think it's pretty cool. Oh, I know where I would put it. That's okay. So, what is it? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else can I say? I don't have too many technology news. No, I don't have that many technology news this week. I'm trying to pull up the other show notes I have. There's something I want to talk about. Oh, nothing too much. All right, let's take a commercial break, shall we? And I will talk after that. All right, let's see. Yeah, I want to make sure this is on.
Bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation. We can.
Get someone the cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends,
our roommates,
our classmates, our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can intervene. It's on us. All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
So, I just played that ad from Lon Howe, and it's on. Oh no, It's on Us, and it's actually a video. So I just noticed in the video, I saw 3 YouTubers, and it just so happened we'll talk about YouTube in this show. And it was Casey Neistat, who's another big YouTuber. You probably know him. He did. Last year we had that big snowstorm in New York. He did snowboarding in New York City. He connected a rope to his Jeep, and he had someone drive him around, and he was snowboarding on it. He's a really good content creator. He's also the founder of an app called Beam, which actually Beam's no longer. And Beam, what it was, it's a really quick way to send video to people. You just cover your phone, like the front camera lens, or hold your phone up to your chest, and it'll take a few seconds of video. And it's kind of like Snapchat a little bit, but it's different, you know. You don't have to hold a button; you just cover the lens. And Beam got acquired to CNN. And CNN pretty much bought the Beam team. So Casey Neistat works for CNN, and they're going to create a new company, a content creator company. And yeah, so that's cool. And then the other 2 YouTubers is Charles Trippy, who has been doing YouTube for 8-9 years. Charles Trippy holds the Guinness World Record for the longest YouTube channel. I think it's two or three Guinness World Records. So that's pretty cool. He's also the basis of We the Kings, and I'm actually going to see We the Kings this upcoming Saturday, the 25th. They're doing on tour again. It's the 10th anniversary, and so they're finally coming to Rhode Island, and Pawtucket, Rhode Island. So I'm going to see them. That's pretty cool. Maybe I'll meet Charles Shipley. That'd be cool. And also the third YouTuber was Gina from Prank vs. Prank or BF vs. GF. Many of you know her. And so that's pretty cool. So it's like this. This is a brand. So campaign, It's On Us. They use YouTubers to in the ad. You know? It just goes to show how big YouTubers are and how popular they are and how big we get the voice out. So yeah, it's just another medium now. YouTube grew dramatically. It's really it's amazing. I can't believe it. I never thought in a million years that YouTube would become this popular. Wow. Wow. Android phone hacks could unlock millions of cars. What is this? Is this for real? I know it's from Wired magazine, so I guess. I'm just looking at some technology news, but this is what I do. In the era of the connected car, automakers and third-party developers compete to turn on smartphones into vehicle remote controls, allowing drivers to locate, lock, and unlock their rides with a screen tap. But phones can even be hacked. Yeah, of course, because phones are computers. I mean, whatever you can do on a laptop, you can do on your phone or tablet. And when they are, those car-connected features can fall into the hands of hackers too. Of course, when everything is connected, everyone is vulnerable. Just like what's that book? When everything is connected, everyone is vulnerable. What is that? Everything is connected. Oh, Future Crimes. That's what it is. Future Crimes by who wrote the Future Crimes book? Mark Goodman. That's right. He says that when everything is connected, everyone is vulnerable, and what we can do about it. But anyways, back to this Android hack. Let's see. What does it say about the results of a test of 9 different connected car apps from 7 companies? A pair of resources from the Western security firm Kaspersky found that that's a Western security firm. Found that most of the apps, several of which have been downloaded hundreds of thousands or over millions of times, leaked even basic software defense. By rooting the target phone or tricking a user into installing malicious code, the resources say hackers could use any of the apps to locate a car, unlock it, and in some cases start the ignition. Okay. The worst case attack resources found would allow a hacker across to the inside of a locked car. Thieves will need other tricks to achieve a more serious outcome, like spoofing a key or otherwise disabling the car's immobilizer, which prevents cars from being stolen. They point out that Tesla's vehicles allow a car to be driven with only a smartphone app. As an example of how comparison of phone could lead to more serious theft, though Tesla's wasn't part of the resource. Well, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, I can see that happening because, again, it's the internet, I mean, look at the internet, how when you have, cars now have internet, 4G connection. And if they've done it, they tested it. People were able to hack into cars via the internet because you have an IP address. Once that's not a car anymore. Your car is a computer. Once you connect at the internet and you have an IP address to your car, you have a computer. So if you have a computer, you have an internet, you can send data, package of data, and you can tell it to do whatever you want. You have ones and zeros. You can turn off the car just by sending simple packet. And you can override everything. It is a computer. Cars are now computers. And yeah, it's scary, and yes, it does help be more convenient, but I don't think people realize the downside of it. And truthfully, I think it's funny how people hear this and they get all worked up or freak out in it. I mean, think about it. You are driving a computer. You connect the internet to it. Now you have an IP address. You have an address to your car. It's like having an address to your house. Your phone has an address. Your phone has two addresses, actually. You have a MAC address and an IP address. Once you have an address to something, you can send something to it. And now with computers, you see with computers, you see with webcams, you see with printers, you see it with anything that gets connected to a computer, you can take it over. I mean, you see how easy it is to take over a Windows computer. And now we want to do the same thing with cars? I don't know. Either we have to discontinue that, or we have to find a really, 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 really secure way to make sure none of this happens. They better not be using Windows as a platform in cars. Because if they're using Windows for cars, they are stupider than I thought. No, seriously. If car makers are using Windows operating system, they're stupider than I thought. I hope they're not using it. I have to do some research on that. I just realized that. Alright. But, see, this is why I'm in cybersecurity, guys. I have to make sure this doesn't happen and people can't hack into your car. But aren't you glad I'm one of the few that actually wants to protect us from hackers? It's so easy. I don't think people realize how easy it is to hack into something and take over the car. I mean, you're not driving a car anymore once you connect an IP address in it. Once you have the 4G connection from your phone company, cell phone, like Verizon or T-Mobile, you're driving a computer. You're driving an internet-enabled computer. You can do whatever you want. This is nothing new. I mean, you see it all the time. You've seen it in the 90s once we connect the internet to your computers with all the viruses. I mean, you can send viruses and malware to your car now. Look at this. I mean, they remotely killed a Jeep on the highway. Remember this? I mean, okay. I'm going to play this video. You won't be able to watch it, but you can hear it. Hopefully they don't swear. Well, guys, you can't see that video, but for those of you who watch the live stream, you can. But as you heard, this is actually an old video. When was this video taken? It was last year, whatever. However, Chrysler did recall some cars and push some patches out, but I mean, that's what I'm getting at. If something does happen, just like your Windows computer, we have patches that we can send over the air, or we call it, over the air, because that's how Windows does it. A Mac, the security patches. I mean, you're driving a computer, and you see, I mean, this wasn't in a controlled environment that you do, so they knew what happened, and it was in a controlled environment, so they were testing it, and it happened. But imagine it wasn't in a controlled environment. Imagine a hacker from another country able to hack into cars, millions of cars instead of just one. And like I said, you're driving a computer, And I'll leave a link in the show notes so you can read this Wired article and watch the video. And again, this is an old, I think at least a year old or 2 years old. But still, I mean, even though they might have fixed some hacks, but there's always security holes so that they don't know about until something happens. And just like a computer, there's always holes in the computer that you make, oh, I may have fixed it, but if you fix something, you may also break something. And we see it happen so many times with the iPhone, Android, Windows, They push out updates and it broke the phone. Or they push out an update and it breaks another piece. And so, oh, now someone else can get in this way. So you're always updating, always resource. And that's why we have developers and to work on this and develop fixes and patches and push out security. And it's a really big vulnerability. And I get why they do that and make it easier, more convenient. But you can never have, live stream you're seeing me with my hands, you can never have convenience and security at the same level. They're always going to be one or the other. Convenience will be higher than security. The more convenient you get, the less secure you can be. The more secure you have, the less convenient you're going to be. Right now, there's no balance between the two. It's always going to be uneven. And until we figure out a way to balance that thing, but truthfully, I don't see it happening anytime soon, because the way technology keeps improving and the way people are trying to hack into it just for the fun and to make things happen, we're going to see things like this happen all the time. And yeah, it is scary. But as Mark Goodwin says in his book, I'll leave a link, Future Crimes, I'll leave a link to his book in the show notes. When everything is connected, everyone is vulnerable. And I get it. I mean, I like the convenience factor. I love it. And I like having a smart home. I like things smart, like Amazon Echo or Google Nest or Ecobee or whatever. I like webcams, I always like that. And yes, it's nice to have it, but you have to take precautions and be protective and secure your network. And please, guys, use strong passwords. Don't use a dictionary password. When you use a dictionary password, I can't tell you, I didn't want to do that. I can't tell you how many passwords I see walking in the IT department when I do, how easy it is to hack into the password because they don't use secure passwords. It's a simple password. Please use a secure password. I did an episode on this show about secure passwords in the beginning of last semester, and I think it came out good. Internet security. We might do another whole show, a whole hour on securing yourself on the internet and internet security. Maybe I'll do that because that's a big thing I'm about, is securing, being protective, and how to secure your network. Just how to secure your personal life on the internet and be aware of what's happening. But please, when you have accounts, please use secure passwords. And I get it, you have so many passwords that you can't remember, and you want to use the same passwords for multiple sites. Don't do that, because once you get into an account, and we've seen it happen before, someone used a password for one site, and the hackers were able to get into all the other sites because of that one password. And it's really, really easy. And there's systems. There's actually computers. Now, hackers don't sit down and try each password. They actually have a system. They actually made a script, a bot, they call it, to try multiple passwords after a while. And they start with the easiest ones. I mean, password 123, don't use that. And people do use it. It's amazing, the passwords. I think I'm going to do an episode on that, internet security. I really do, and that's big. But it's just, yeah. I mean, also be careful with the emails. If you're not sub on email too, don't open the email. But like I said, cause this article about Android phones hacks. I mean, Android is open source. Anyone can create an app or send apps or whatever to Android. It's so easy to put malware and viruses to Android. And iPhone is more secure because they tend to not let certain apps, they check it. However, Google has been checking apps or whatever and taking them off, and same thing Apple. And I've seen and heard of actually malware get through iPhones. But it's very rare, again. But I mean, I use Android and I like it, and it's gotten better. Android's gotten better, but still, it's really easy to do it. And this is, when I saw this article, Android phone hacks could unlock millions of cars. I wasn't surprised, but it's interesting. Definitely interesting read, and yeah. But I said, next time you're looking for a car and you're thinking about getting that internet-enabled car, think twice. Truthfully, I want to get it because you're driving a computer, and it's so easy to send data, send packets of data, ones and zeros. That's what you're doing, basically, to unlock, to take over the car, as we saw in the video, how easy it is. They weren't like next to the car. They were in someone's house, someone's living room, and the car was in the driveway. They weren't next to it. They were like a few miles away, and miles away you can do it in a different country. But all right, guys, it's coming to the end of hour one. It is 2:56 p.m. And we have, 4 minutes left for the show. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Nathan Markley Show on WQRI 88.3 FM at Roger Williams University in Bristol, Rhode Island. I'm Nathan Markley, and you can listen to this show every Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. Hour 1 is technology news, and Hour 2 we play music. And of course, you can call in at 254-3800. That's 254-3800 if you have any questions about technology, anything with a chip in it. Even if you have a car, questions about your car, technology, I'll try to answer it. If not, the chat room, I have a live chat room here. Actually, I have to check that. I need another screen so I can see it. But they probably see the help, or maybe we can call in. I have to figure out how to have multiple calls at a time. Oh, I know I can do it for another segment too. You can also listen to hour 1 of the show. I call it an episode on the NathanMarkleyShow.com. Along, see the show notes and links I talked about, and there's an email link on there. You can follow the show on Twitter at Markley Show, and Facebook, facebook.com/the Nathan Markley Show. Of course, you can listen to it anywhere you can listen to a podcast. I upload it so you can listen to it after the fact, or if you want to go back and say, what did Nathan say about cars being vulnerable, internet connected cars? You can go back and listen to it, and you can see the show notes. Of course, I always recommend you watching the live stream, because you can interact with me through the actually, you know what, you can interact with me through Twitter too now, but the chat room too, but you only get my side of the live stream until I bring in that solution. So you can listen to it, people call in. But yeah. With that said, I want to thank you all for listening to this episode of the Nathan Markley Show. And again, you can listen to the show anywhere. Please do me a favor. If you do listen to it on the podcast format and you go on iTunes, leave me a rating, a review, and subscribe on iTunes. I want to thank Steve Rowe from CreateMyPodcast.com for creating our intro. And again, for everything I talked about during this first hour of the show, the links are in the show notes. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. And until hour 2, peace, good night, for the big books. But the Nathan Markley Show, WQRI 88.3 FM.